All right, if you're a PC gamer, you know this feeling. You've been there. You just fired up that brand new AAA game, you go straight to the settings menu, and boom, there it is. The choice. That agonizing dilemma that has been at the heart of PC gaming for, well, forever.
And here's that classic trade-off, right? On one side, you can crank everything to ultra. You get that incredible eye candy, the stunning visuals, the lifelike lighting, all of it. But the catch? Your frame rate just dives, and your game turns into a choppy, stuttering slideshow. Or you go the other way. You chase that buttery smooth, high frame rate, so the gameplay is super responsive. But you have to turn down all those gorgeous effects, and the world just doesn't look as good. For years, that was it. That was the compromise.
But what if I told you that you don't have to choose anymore? What if there was a breakthrough, powered by artificial intelligence, that could just shatter that compromise completely? Well, that is exactly where NVIDIA's incredible tech, DLSS, comes into play. So what is DLSS really? The name itself, deep learning super sampling, sounds complicated, but the idea behind it is just brilliant. It's an AI-powered technology that runs on special hardware inside NVIDIA GPUs, and its whole job is to give you a massive boost in frame rates without you really noticing any drop in quality. Honestly, it's the closest thing to actual magic we've got in the world of gaming. Okay, so how in the world does it actually pull off this trick? This is where things get really cool. The easiest way to wrap your head around it is to imagine there's a tiny, lightning-fast, and super talented artist living right inside your graphics card. And this artist has been trained by looking at millions of perfect, ultra-high-quality images, so it knows exactly what a game is supposed to look like. So here's how this AI artist does its thing, in 3 simple steps. First, to make things easier on your GPU, the game actually renders the image at a lower resolution. Think 1080p instead of a super demanding 4K. Then, step 2, the AI artist kicks in with something called super resolution. It looks at that lower res image and intelligently rebuilds it into a sharp, high-res picture. And we're not talking about just stretching it out, it's genuine reconstruction. And then, for the grand finale, frame generation. Looks at one frame, then the next, and literally creates a brand new frame to stick in between them, basically doubling your performance just like that. Now, that technology is already mind-blowing. But of course, it doesn't just stop there, it's always getting better. Which brings us to the next big leap forward, DLSS version 4.5. And this isn't just a small update. This is about making that AI artist in your PC even smarter, even faster, and more talented than ever before. So what's the headline new feature for DLSS 4.5? It's something called AI-powered ray reconstruction. And this is an absolute game changer for ray tracing. You know, that incredible tech that creates unbelievably realistic lighting and reflections, but usually comes at a massive cost to your performance. So what does ray reconstruction actually do? Well, in the past, creating those ray-traced images was kind of messy. Games use these things called denoisers, which were basically smart filters that had to guess how to clean up the final image. Ray reconstruction throws all that guesswork out the window. It uses a dedicated AI that's been trained specifically on how light works in the real world. So what you get is just a way better picture. Cleaner reflections, more accurate shadows, and beautiful lighting, all while actually running faster. Okay, we've gone through a lot of the tech, but let's bring it all back home. What does all of this actually mean for you when you sit down to play a game? Because this is the real payoff. Just look at this. This chart says it all. Without DLSS, maybe you're struggling to hit a playable 45 frames per second with all your settings maxed out. You flip on DLSS 4.5, and suddenly you're flying along at over 110 FPS. That's more than double the performance. It completely changes the experience from something that's just, okay, maybe a little choppy, into something that's perfectly smooth and incredibly responsive. When you put it all together, what we're really seeing is the end of that gamer's dilemma we started with. That old choice between beautiful graphics and smooth performance, it's just disappearing. Because of this AI, you can now crank every single setting to the max, turn on heavy-duty features like full ray tracing, and still get those crazy high, super smooth frame rates that make games feel absolutely amazing. And that really leaves us with one final fascinating thought. We started this whole explainer with a simple choice in a video game. But what we found is an AI that's not just making pixels look better, it's generating entirely new frames. It's creating moments in time that didn't even exist, all to make a virtual world feel more real. So that leads to a much bigger question. If AI can now generate the very fabric of what we see in our games, what's the next frontier for reality itself?